Hello dear students. Today we are going to see the next portion of the diversity in living organisms. Before that, we will see the overview of last session. That is, in the last session we have studied about the one kingdom, that is fungi. In that we have seen their structure, their characteristics, along with that different fungal types, their mode of reproduction and mode of nutrition. The mode of reproduction was by two methods, that was asexual method and sexual method. And another thing, that the mode of nutrition was in various symbiotic relationship. There were, we have seen near about 4 types of symbiotic relationship, along with some examples and importance of fungi. So today we are going to see the next kingdom, that is the Plantae. We have just seen the few things about the Plantae in the last session. Their characteristics also we have seen. So once more we will go through that. The Plantae are consisting of varieties of plants. As I have told you in the last session, the Plantae are nothing but only the all type of the plants which are present on the earth. Okay, I'm telling, which are present on the earth, not a particular region consisting the plants. Okay, that may be forest plants, that may be any plain land plants or trees or desertic plants, aquatic plants or terrestrial, whatever type of the plants or the trees which are present on the earth, those are included in the Plantae kingdom. So how they have, or how the scientists try to be convey us the different varieties of the plants are exist on the earth. So as we have studied about the different Monera, Protista and the fungi, how we used to identify according to the kingdom has told us their characteristics, their what can we say, their structures and their life mode. All these things, according to that we can tell or identify, or we can say that or judge that these are actually the fungi, Monera and Protista. Now same about the planting, how we can identify a single plant is which type of, is it is included in which classification or which category. Okay, so in last session I also told that the classification of plants, the varieties of plants were classified on the basis of their different parts consisting. Okay, that may be leaf, seed, stem, without stem, only leaves and flowers. All these things according to they were classified, because we cannot say that each and every plant has ability to contain seeds, flowers or perfect features. Is it, some of they having, some of they not. So that's why they were classified in varied. So those things we are going to see. What are the characteristics of the Plantae? So those are eukaryotic, means we know that the eukaryotic always consisting the animals plus the plants, because the plants are consisting the same organelles, cell membrane, cell wall, different cell components as of the animal cells. That's why they also classified as a eukaryotic. Next, multicellular. Obviously, multi means consisting of number of cells, and eukaryotic, those can able to synthesize the food with the help of a photosynthesis process. Next, they are immobile in nature. Immobile in nature means they cannot move from one place to another place. Okay, only the seeds can be dispersed from one place to another place with the help of any birds, insects. This can be done, but actually the plants cannot be moved from one place to another place. So here The one flow chart is there to show that how the subclassification or the major classification of the plantae were taken place. So plantae are actually classified in the thallophyte, bryophyta, pteridophyta, phanerogams, and again the phanerogams were classified on the basis of consisting the seed or not. Those are which type of a seeds they consist, according to that they were classified. In detail we will see. The first of all you have to understand what is mean by the thallophyte, okay, and what is mean by the bryophyte, pteridophyte, what is their actually the meaning, okay. So the thallophyte, whenever the word come, you should keep in mind that this is one of the oldest form of the plant which were present on the earth initially. One second point, the this is the plant which do not consisting any body identification, means the body differentiation is not in their plants, means they does not consisting any stem or root actually they consist the, what can we say, any other portions like what can we say, the midrib, okay, and the flower seeds, all these things are not actually classified in them or not identified, okay. So they look whole the plant look same, okay, from the root till the end it's look same as of like a grass, okay. Next, the plant body differentiated in case of bryophyta. So bryophyta is actually the opposite to the thallophyte. So it is a plant body differentiated, but thallophytes are not, their body parts are differentiated. But second point about the bryophyta is that it is without a vascular tissue. We have learned all these things in the tissue regarding or including the plants. In the plants there are the different types of the tissues that may be simple or complex. Again those are classified or subclassified. So if those classification or subclassification are included in them, those are called as a with vascular tissues. If they are not included, those are called as a without vascular tissue. So bryophyta is without vascular tissue, and the pteridophyte and phanerogams are consisting with proper vascular tissues. Again, one less point in them is that the pteridophyta is does not produce any type of seeds, but the phanerogams used to produce the different types of the seeds. That's why the phanerogam has again classified, subclassified into gymnosperm and angiosperm. But what is the difference between angiosperm and gymnosperm? Those we will see in details. But for understanding, the gymnosperm means those used to consist the seed, but those are actually naked means open, okay. Those are not consisting any covering on their seeds. But in case of angiosperm, those consisting the seeds but with covering, with tough covering. For example, like any of the fruit which consists the cover plus the dry fruits, you can take a best example of angiosperm, okay. Those are covered seeds. Again the seeds are again the angiosperm also classified, because there are the two different types of the seeds in the nature, okay. Some of the consisting only single seed, or some of the consisting of a double, means seed means inside them the two cotyledons are present, okay. Some of the consist single cotyledon, some of the seeds are consisting two or more cotyledon. So according to that they were again classified as a monocotyledon and dicotyledon. So these things you have just learned in lower classes, but today we will see in details. I hope you have understood the actually the meaning of different plantaes classification. So we will move towards the next portion. There is the first part, thallophyte in details. So as I told you, it does not consisting any body differentiation, prefers mostly aquatic habitat. So this type of plants actually present in the aquatic region. So in the given image you can see it's actually the algae class. So it is a algae type of the plants. You can see these are mostly present in the water. So as I have told you, the algae mostly you can observe under the water. Along with that, the water which is consisting at their surface, the greenish portion, that you also called as a algae. So such a type of, they does not consist any leaf, any plant part, is it? But then also they are known as a planty varieties. That's why they mostly prefer the aquatic habitat. Again, what is the next point? Hidden reproductive system. So see, they having the reproductive systems are actually in themselves are hidden. Okay, and such a hidden portion or the region are known as cryptogamy. The hidden reproductive system are known as the cryptogamy. Sometimes the question will arise, what is mean by the cryptogamy? At that time you should know the meaning is that the hidden reproductive system. Next, for example, like a green algae, in the images different types of the algae like ulva, spirogyra, chyra, ulthroxy and Cladophyro. So such a type of the Thallophyta are present. Mostly they are present in the aquatic or the under the water. Next, the reproduction takes place through the spores. Obviously, as I have told you, the in the various symbiotic relationship we have seen the leeches. Is it? The leeches are actually the symbiotic relationship between the algae and the fungi. Is it? The algae used to provide the nutrition to the fungi, but what do the fungi used to protect the algae. It means that both are helping each other. So now if they are helping each other, means who will do the next work for the algae? The fungi will help in the reproduction. So with the help of the spores, the spores which used to produce by that fungi, they will be used to multiply or give a new individual like themselves. So for example, like a spirogyra, the spirogyra undergoes to the fragmentation process. Though the fragmentation means we have seen the in the mycelia, is it? The mycelium is a network like structure which used to be get broken down into pieces to form a new individual. So this is one best example for the Thallophyta. Next, the bryophyta means what? It is a body differentiated. You can see it's somewhat consisting the leafy. You can identify it. You can say that this is that type of a plant, this is this type of a plant, or you may some of them know these are actually the Ayurvedic type of the plants, is it? So bryophyta means the mostly grow with the help of the what can we say, leaf only. Okay, if the leaf will be fall down, okay, so they can be grow one more new plant with the help of the leaf only. So such a type of a capacity in them they have, because the only identified part is the leaf. Somehow they were identified by their body parts, but whole they are not consisting any perfect features of the trees or the plants. Next, it consisting of stem leaf like structure, this much of the consisting. Next, for example, like mosses, horn roast and the live roast, these are actually the name of the bryophyta. Okay, next, specialized vascular tissues absent. Actually the specialized vascular tissues are absent in them, but they prevent a soil erosion. What they actually do, they used to be conserve the water or hold the water. Okay, they have a ability to hold the water inside the soil or the land, and they cannot be allowed to dry up that land wherever they are present. So that is actually the erosion, means they does not able to lose that land, the fertility. Okay, so this is actually the meaning of it. Next, it present only in the tropical areas. It's actually present on the tropical area, not under any water or any of the aquatic regions. So that's why they are called as a tropical, means on the land. Next, here also the hidden reproductive system are present in the bryophyta, and those are called as a cryptogamy. For example, present only in the tropical region, as I have just told you. Next, that is a pteridophyta. So pteridophyta means what? Pteri means the ferns, which consisting the ferns, okay, ferns, and phyta means plant. So the body differentiation exists, you can see it's consisting the somewhat flowers, and you can see the easily leafy part. It consists root, stem and leaves. For example, like ferns, marsillae and horse tails. These are actually the name of the plants. These are specialized consisting vascular tissues. So the vascular tissues are actually well developed in such a pteridophyta plants. Next, this much is about the pteridophyta. Next, phanerogamma. So you can see the phanerogamma mostly you have might seen in few places. Okay, so this actually not occur everywhere. It's some distinguished places only these plants can be occur. So these are body differentiation exist. You can see these having a lots of perfect plant like features. The stems, roots, leaves, etc. they having. Along with that, they having a specialized vascular tissue in them. Specialized reproductive tissues also present in them. So seeds also they used to be produced in the form of the embryos. Okay. The next is the main part of the phanerogram is the classification. So how the phanerograms were classified, on which basis? They consisting the ferns, but the body existence are well developed, is it? So, and along with that they used to produce the seeds and the flowers. According to that, they were classified as a gymnosperm and the angiosperm. So you can see the example of a gymnosperm as I was shown one image, and second one the consisting of different types of the angiosperm. So mostly in the nature the angiosperms are present. Whichever the plants are present on the earth, those are actually the angiospermic plants. As I told you, the gymnosperm are not actually present everywhere. Some of the lands they consisting such a type of the plants. Which are they? We will see. So the classification of the gymnosperms are body differentiated exists. They consisting root, stem, leaves, specialized vascular tissues present, specialized reproductive tissues they consisting. They used to produce the seeds. And so phanero means what? As I told you, the pteridome is consisting the ferns. And what is mean by the phanerogams? The phanero means it is visible. The plant part which used to visible by our naked eyes, that may be the seeds, that may be flowers. That's why such a plants are known as a phanerogams. The gams means which produce the gametes. Gametes means seeds. Okay. So next is that, so in these plants actually what happens, the embryo of such a plants used to be initially in stages they used to be exist, okay, just start to be developed, okay. At that time we can able to visualize such a things, means those are called as a phanerogamic. The basic classification of there is, as I told you, gymnosperm and the angiosperm. So now the gymnosperms consisting some points are the gymnospermic the phanerogam which consists the gymnosperm are consisting the naked eyes, means the seeds can be seen by our naked eyes, or it's a fruitless plant. It is consists the seed, but it is a fruitless plant. Fruit means there is a difference between the seed containing fruit and the actual fruit. The fruit, when it actually develop in their mature stage, whenever the pulp or the juicy things which are present in the fruit, at that time we can say it's a fruit, okay. The seeds which consisting by the fruit, those are called as a nuts, okay. Next, the plants are perennial, evergreen and the woody. So see, it's a perennial and evergreen and the woody, means always it present greenish and consisting a woody part. Next, it is consisting little seeds are contained in the cones. So how they are present in the cones, guys? So let me show you this one, the cone, like the orange portion you are seeing, is it? These are called as a cone. The seeds are contained in the cones, that is a male or female cones. Those are actually the male or female cones. So there are again sub points for the male and female cones. Here the male cones are in smaller size, but the female cones are in larger size. Why? Because these are helpful for the reproduction process to produce a new young one, isn't it? So what happens here? In case of male, they used to produce the pollen grains, or in case of female cones, they are larger in size, little in larger in size, and they used to produce the egg. Okay, they used to produce the egg means for the reproduction process. Whenever the pollen grains are came from the male flowering part or the any of the portion of the plant, that will get transferred to the female portion inside the egg to fuse with it to later it will become a fertilization. The new young one plant will be produced. Okay, then what happened? The sticky substance to attract the male one. So what it do, the egg is consisting the sticky substance, the female cone is consisting the egg, inside that it consisting the sticky substance that just to attract the male cone. Okay, so such a things happens in them to reproduce, and later the fertilization takes place with the help of how the actually the male part will go towards the female with the help of any type of the insects or the butterfly. Then the fertilization happens, then the female cone will increase even more in size as compared to the original one, and later it will be give a new one plant. So you can see one more is there, the dried cone, is it this one? So what happened actually here, why it got dry up? Because whenever the fertilization taken place in them, so as the duration goes, the female and male cones were utilized. Okay, after some year or some months, the whatever the male cones and the female cones will be finished up from this cone, that it will get dry up. So this is actually happen. So with the new one will also happen the same thing. So the examples for the such a cone like plants are like a pine or a deodar and a cycads. So these you may know the two plants actually, the pines and the deodar. Okay, so what are the economic uses? It controls the soil erosion in the forest, and economic uses for mostly we used in our daily life, that is for the soap preparation, nail polish and the perfumes. So these are actually helpful in the preparation of the soap, nail polish and the perfumes. And what are the next economic benefit of it? Is used to control the soil erosion. So mostly these occurs in the forest like regions. Next, that is the angiosperm. So angiosperm means, as I have told you, it's consisting the seeds but enclosed one, means with having some covering. So in the images you can see some of the fruits are there and some of the pulses or some of the ground pulses are there, is it? So the groundnuts, some almonds and the pineapple, and there is some type of grapes and the strawberries. So these are actually the consisting the seeds, but they are enclosed and having the pulp inside them. Okay, so these are enclosed seeds, bears the fruits, and consisting the flowers, broad leaves, and termed as a hardwood. So these are actually known as a hardwood plants. The example like tomato, citrus, so many plants which are present actually on the everywhere on the earth, everywhere we can see, and we utilize for different purposes, for eating, for daily life purpose. So those gives the fruits, plants are actually all the angiosperm plants. Okay, so what are the uses? The actually one more thing is that about the features of angiosperm, the all features are present in them like a flower, leaves, root, fruits, all these things. Along with that, These consisting the fruits and the seeds. The female and male gametes also they present. Means actually what happens the in the nature, the fertilization takes place in all type of the plants consisting flower, fruits, seeds. Okay, so those are actually the angiospermic, and most of the plants which we see in our surrounding area, those are the angiospermic. So what are the uses? Primary source for the food for the animals like us also. Next, it provides use oxygen to breathe. Means those are present surrounding the plant sites, means those provides us a oxygen by taking up the carbon dioxide through the photosynthesis process and release the oxygen for our breathing. That's why, as I have told you, these plants actually present surrounding us. Fibers for the clothes, drugs for the medicinal purpose. How the drugs for the medicinal purpose? By some of the plants which are present surrounding us, those are the medicinal purposes, means those are Ayurvedic type. Okay, some of they get be processed out to prepare tablets or any type of drugs. Fibers for the cloths means the used to be preparation of the cloths threading of the filament like structure. The angiosperm classification are on the basis of, so they were classified on the basis of the consisting the cotyledons, consisting the seeds, but they consisting which type of a cotyledon. So cotyledon means what now? The cotyledon means a structure or a pre-designed plant inside the seed termed as a seed leaves. See, the seed leaves, these are actually consisting the seed leaves, that may be a single, that may be a double. That's why they were classified. Mono means single, di means double. So the structure or a pre-designed plant inside the seed termed as a seed leaves. So you can see here monocot and dicot, how actually they look. Monocot look like this one, and dicot is consisting the double leaf like structure in them, and this one is consisting only greenish portion as a single one. So you can see the images, you will understand which are the mono, which are the dicotyledon. I will give the examples according to this. So what are the dicot and what are the monocot? The classification of a cotyledon of the angiosperm based on the consisting the cotyledon one or more. So the mono means how you can identify in the nature which type of the plant is a monocot and which type of the plant is dicot. So you can easily identify by observing their leaf structure, and if they consisting the single leaf, it means they are the monocotyledon. Getting? Even if they consisting the flowers which are less petals, then also you can say that it is a monocotyledon. So the dicot, how can you observe? These are actually consisting the brood leaves with vascular bundle in ring shape, and it flower parts in multiple of 4 to 5. As I told you, on the basis of the flower petals also you can observe that this is the dicot or this is the monocot. The monocot consisting only 1 to 3 petals, but the dicot consisting the leafy structures well developed with proper veins, midribs, and multiple flower parts like a 4 to 5 petals. Next, the beans, water lily, rose, and different types of the vegetables which we eat. So those are actually the dicot. So angiosperm monocot is consisting only single cotyledon. It's a narrow leaves. It consisting very narrow type of the leaves, and vascular bundles are in a scattered form. Those are actually not in a proper ways like as of a dicot. Dicot, the consisting the vascular bundle in a ring shape. Next, the flower part in multiple of 3s only. And distinguish, if the question will be arise, the distinction between the monocot and dicot, at that time you have to mention few points. Okay, I will tell the differentiation between the monocot and the dicot, but you have to give me as a assignment the differentiation between thallophyte and bryophyte, and one more for the angiosperm and gymnosperm. So now we will see the differentiation between the monocot and dicot. So dicot is consisting two cotyledon, monocot consisting only one cotyledon. The dicot leaves are broad and the monocot leaves are narrow. The dicots vascular are in a ring shaped vascular bundles, but the monocots vascular bundles are in a scattered form. So the flower parts in the multiple of 4 to 5 in case of the dicot, but in case of the monocot, the flower parts or the consisting the flowers petals in the multiple of the 3 only. Multiple of 4 to 5 means 4 into 4 16, 5 into 5 10, and what about the 3? 3 into 3 6 or 9. In such a cases only the flower petals are present. At that time you can identify this is the monocot or dicot. On the leaf structure and the vascular bundle also you can identify. So for example, like dicot, any type of the vegetables or pulses or the consisting, you can see in the image the dicot consisting sunflower, the beans, or the xanthomonas flower, rose plant, these are actually dicot. And monocot like a wheat, jawar, rice, all these things are the monocotyledon. So these are actually about the angiosperm and the different plantae varieties from the thallophyte, bryophyta, pteridophyta, and next phanerogam, angiosperm, geosperm, gymnosperm. Again the angiosperm are classified as a on the basis of a cotyledon known as a monocot, a dicot. So this was about the basic classification of the plantae. So you should keep in mind the words about the thallophyta means no body structure identified, but bryophyta are body identified but without vascular bundle. About the pteridophyta, no any seeds consisting but having a better vascular tissues. Phanerogams consisting the seeds, that's why they were classified as a gymnosperm and angiosperm. Gymnosperm means naked seeds and angiosperm is covered seeds. Angiosperms on the basis of cotyledon again subclassified to form dicot and the monocot. Mono means consisting single cotyledon, di means consisting two cotyledons. So cotyledons means it's a one structure or what can we say, pre-designed plant inside the seed termed as a seed leaves. So seed leaves means actually the sprouting. Okay, so don't be get confused if such a points or the things you observed in the nature. So at that time you can easily identify that which type of a plant is there. So this much is about today's session. In the next session we will see the next kingdom or the last one kingdom classification, that is the animal. So till that we will meet in the next session. So for any doubts or difficulties you may ask me anytime. Thank you.